Hello everyone, welcome back to On The Fly. Today we're going to take a look at the trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Vegas Golden Knights did receive Shea Weber's contract of $7,857 for 4 more years in exchange for Evgenii Dadonov. And this is one deal that could have been expected. Obviously, these two teams have been trying to trade each other's players out for some time. You look at Evgenii Dadonov moving at the deadline, but unfortunately having to come back due to a non-trade clause with the Anaheim Ducks. And even with Shea Weber, obviously he is not coming back, not playing pretty much, I don't think, ever again. And if he does, well, Vegas picked up a pretty much of a steal. But this really is just an LTIR move. Shea Weber is going to jump on the LTIR, which frees up Vegas $5 million. So I will be very curious to see what other moves comes from the Vegas Golden Knights. They have an extra $5 million, so you can take a look at sort of where they are in the market. A lot of really solid players coming, and especially coming free agency time. So I do expect them to make a pretty big move. And for the Montreal Canadiens, losing Shea Weber's contract, not having to worry about the LTIR hit, is probably one of the better moves that they're going to make. Evgenii Dadonov, not a terribly great player, 40 points in basically 70 games. So he's not going to be one of your star players, but he also is a leader coming 33 years of age. So you can sort of rely on him to provide a little bit of leadership and shipped around throughout the league, Florida, Ottawa, Vegas, and now the Montreal Canadiens. So I do expect for Evgenii Dadonov to make quite an impact, not necessarily on the score sheet, but definitely in the locker room itself. And that's one of the big things that I think Dadonov brings with his $5 million cap hit. And I do expect Montreal to sort of not necessarily re-sign him next year, but definitely have a shot and definitely be in the running for him. Because, I mean, there's no other real reason for them to make this move aside from dish off Shea Weber's contract. And the Vegas Golden Knights have been trying to free up that cap room, and they have plenty of money to spend. Obviously, an emerging hockey market in Vegas. Don't have to really worry about the salary as much. We're Montreal, really wanting to sort of use that money elsewhere. So it is going to be interesting to see what ends up happening there. I do expect Vegas to make a big move, big splash coming up in free agency. But of course, time will still tell. In terms of the player grade or the trade grades for this one, I'm going to give Vegas a solid B+, with the potential to grow, obviously, freeing up $5 million on a player that does not deserve $5 million, and really not having to deal with anything coming back. Shea Weber's contract, it's okay, nothing crazy, but it does depend a lot on what ends up happening with that free salary coming up. So I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on there. And for the Montreal Canadiens, I'm going to give them a B+ as well. They're getting a solid player in Evgenii Dadonov, not necessarily losing anything with Shea Weber's contract, sort of freeing that money up. And I think it is a good trade because Montreal not going to be using that money anytime soon. But with that, both pretty much a good trade. Both teams obviously benefiting big time. And I do expect a big trade coming or a big signing coming from the Vegas Golden Knights pretty soon. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. If you'd like to drop a like, if you really liked it, consider subscribing, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below about this trade. Until next time, see ya.